Okay, fine. What did we learn yesterday? We had Rava's fourth halacha. We're in Bechoros Daf Samach. Almost the last daf. 1.5 last daf.
Where are we up to that?
We're holding up Samach. Here, I'll just tell you. Right here. Vatanya. 3 lines down.
Tomorrow, last daf.
You can't make it on Shabbos? We missed it on Shabbos. Ein menucha l'Torah.
Like I said.
Ein menucha
Or
l'Torah.
Shabbos. Yom Menucha.
So we had Rava's final halacha. Halacha number 4, which is if you have 15 animals and 10 of them are a little shvach, on the shvach side, you want to make sure that your really good animals don't go through the door. So what do? You take 10. You say, listen, I anyways don't have to bring meiser from 5 of them. So let me pick my 10 worst ones and put those in the pen. Can't do that. So what happens to the rest, the other 5? So you put all 15 in, and what happens to the remainder, the 5? Says Rava, Ashar mitzvah from Legorinach. The other 5 go into another pen with another count of animals. Ask the Gemara, now 3 lines down. Botanya, we learned differently. Tisha also tloim, a person had 19. The same halach as Rava says. You have 19. Anyways, I can't do 2 meisers here. So let me just take the 10 that I don't like that much and get rid of 1. Bashar Pturim. Ella kointzin ladir, you have to take all 19 and put them into a pen. Umoitzi asara v'noitel mem echad, and you do meiser on 1. And here's the problem. Bashar Pturim. It doesn't say that the rest go into another deer. It says Bashar Pturim. There's a ptur for everything in there. Everything is like me and a roy, kind of, and you're potter.
The remaining 9.
The remaining 9 are potter. You don't have to put them. You don't have to find them one more guy and do meiser again. Like Rava says that a shar mitzvah from the whatever's left over. According to Rava, the 9 left over, you would have to combine them with something else that didn't have meiser and start all over. So there's a very large drasha, like the biggest of the year, right before Yontiv. Thousands of people come to hear Rava, and Rava brings up this problem with his own halacha. He says, I have a problem, I have a stira. There's a price here that doesn't fit in to what I asked. So Rav Huna bar Schoiro gets up and says, I have a pshat. What's the pshat? B'dir sheyesh lishnei psachim askina. Maybe he's talking about a pen that has 2 exits. V'yotzu tisho b'pesach zeh v'tisho b'pesach zeh. 18 out of the 19 left. 9 to the right, 9 to the left. And then you have 1 in the center. This one guy, it can go either direction. It can be mitzaref tamim to the right, it can be mitzaref tamim to the left. And Memela what? It comes out that all the animals were minyan aroi. As they left the pen one by one, they all had a minyan. There's 1 left behind, and the 1 could go to the right, the 1 could go to the left. We said yesterday that even suffix minyan aroi is good. And that's why they're all potter.
Maybe die.
No dying here, not yet. Says the Gemara, Vilishanile, look how smart Rav Huna bar Schoiro was. He could have answered something else, but he took everything into account. He realized all of Rava's halachas, and he formulated his answer, this answer that 9 went out this way, 9 went out, he took into account everything else Rava taught us on Shabbos. There's no excuses, Rabbi, so you guys can walk. If Mr. Kormluth walked from Engedi, you can walk from Moor, and you can walk from. He walked from Lachish. We had 20 guys. Judah,
Yeah.
we got to talk.
He said he wants to play for more money.
I came. Did you see on the film?
I heard it on the film.
You heard it?
I heard it. I couldn't move. I thought it was a dream.
The dog was barking also.
What? It was. The Shanile, Kigun Shimono, Tisho. What?
I think you should leave the 5th.
Yeah, no, I have Harata.
Are you gonna sit here just poking my fingers? I don't know about.
No,
I find
okay.
that.
No, you know, you do know.
It's horrible.
On Friday. Shalom. On Friday I said Judah has a wonderful program. He takes care of these guys in the park. The Friday night, there's 300 guys every Friday night in the park, and Judah has a program for them from 12 to like 4 in the morning.
Okay.
He gives them drinks and he has people. So he wanted me to speak.
Okay.
I told him I can't. So he put the pressure on. It just happens to be that on Friday I didn't sleep a lot, and Friday night I was exhausted. I went to sleep, and I thought I heard some knocking, but it was like a dream. Friday night, my least favorite thing to do is go to Shalom Zohar. All right, Zog the Gemara.
It's better, spoiled.
Oh, it's my most favorite thing to do.
Yeah, it's everybody's favorite thing. No, if you have an option, bris or Shalom Zohar. Okay. V'lishanele ki goyin shemono tisho shalom aleichem. How are you? V'lishanele ki goyin shemono. Oh, you know what? On Sunday we have a problem with Gemaras because another shir takes all the Gemaras away. Yeah? According to Gary, you can use a brachas. It's the same thing as Bechoros. So,
That's get confusing.
all right. Zog the Gemara v'lishanile ki goyin shemona tisho v'chimoto asoro kori chad mereisho. I have another idea. He has 19 animals. As the 9, he counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and instead of saying 10, he says 1. Okay. And Memela what? So those 9, what's going on, Rabbi Isai? You hear what's going on? A guy.
That's what's going on.
I thought you guys come to learn. There's no coffee. Okay, so here's what's happening. A guy had 19 animals. He started counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He got to 9. Instead of saying 10, he said 1. So the Gemara says, why didn't he answer that pshat? The what? Memela, the first 9, what happens to the first 9? You hear? No, you don't hear. What happened to the first 9 if he starts over and he says 1, according to the Gemara now? It should be minyan haroi. He counted it all perfectly. He had 10 more in the pen. So in terms of minyan haroi, he's good, because as long as you have 10, so as each one goes out, everything is perfect. Then he messed up. Instead of saying 10, he said 1. So he started over again. And then when he got to 19, he took 1 meiser. So everything should be potter. So what's the answer to that? Very poshut. Because according to Rava, Kasavar Asir Meil of Kadesh. This is Rava. This is Rava's first halacha of yesterday. That the 10th one becomes Kadesh whether you like it or not. Even if you call the 10th one 1, or you call the 10th one 9, it doesn't make a difference. It always becomes Kadesh by
Didn't we say
itself.
that if it's only 10? Didn't we say that if there's 11?
That's it, no. That's,
Oh, because he walked out.
yeah. Exactly. If he stayed in the pen with another one, then you don't know which one it is. But over here, he walked out. So as Bishmela, it's not even Rava. That's already a Brisa. That's like even, yeah. What's how do you say it over here? I don't know. You take out Kigoy. V'shani Kigoy. Menon Zugois. He every 2 that went out, he called them 1, as we're going to have soon the case. Again, so basically he had 19, he had 9 Zugois, and he called the last one Asiri. He said 1 meant it was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, like that. So every 2 he called 1. That was just the way he decided to count.
Pairs.
What?
Pairs.
As we're going to see soon, there's his counting and there's the real counting. He could count any way he wants. He could call every 3 that goes out of the pen, he could call it 1. That's his problem. The question is if that works now. We're going to see that's a machlokes. He could decide maybe, according to one man Amar, that it goes by his counting. Every 100 that goes out, he calls it 1, and the Memeli he takes 10 from that 100. Or every 2 that goes out, he calls it 1, and then every 20 that goes out, he's mafresh 2 on the side. But it's his way of counting. So Memela over here also, there's 19. and he just called it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but at the end he got stuck because he didn't have 2 meisers because there's only 19 in the pack. Says the Gemara, it doesn't go by how he counts. He holds like the other man, the Omer, that goes what physically comes out. MMA, what physically came out, and when he called it number 5, there's really 2 in that group, and one of them became Kaddish. In the 5th group, he said 5, 6, but it's too late. Once he said 5, and 2 went out of the pen, and number 5, what really went out of the pen? Number 9 and 10. He called it 5. So we don't care about what he says, we care about what physically came out.
They came out mamish simultaneously.
It doesn't even matter.
Well, it does matter because
Why?
only one of them really is Kaddish.
Right.
Yeah,
And you have
so-
to come into like a yesh brera, maybe.
Yeah, so they talk about it, but it doesn't make enough communion in the sugya. They do discuss this whole thing of Efshel Tzamtzim and that sort of thing. It doesn't make enough communion because even if they came out one before the other, he's calling them number 5. 9 and 10, he calls them number 5. One of them became the only enough communion is that you don't know which one it is, maybe.
No, of course it
And you
makes a
have to-
difference if they came out together or not.
If they came out together, then they both have kedusha. The mamish Efshel Tzamtzim, so they both are number 10.
And EF, then you know it's number 10 because it's automatic. That goes back to the Bryce.
I'm saying you don't know which one it is.
Right.
In terms of you don't
which
know.
one, then
Yeah, okay, so that means if one of them has more kedusha than
I could see,
if 9 also has kedusha.
right.
I could see invention automatic, right?
Ticker.
Omer Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchok. So Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchok makes a comment. Zakai imei de Rav Huna bar Schoiro. The mother of this Rav Huna who said this beautiful teretz had a big schos. The Shana Lishmaitze berigla kishmaite. Can you imagine? There's tens of thousands of people. I don't know how many people were there to listen to the Galador. Rav was giving his big speech. By the way, what was his speech about? The speech was about Meiser. Why? Because as we learned, the Goyren of Meiser happens 15 days before Yom Tov. So it's Mamish in Yonah de Yoma. He's talking about what's going on right now, the Goyren. And really he said Hilchas Meiser. So Rav asks a kash on himself. He doesn't have a good teretz. Comes Rav Huna bar Schoiro in front of thousands of people. He pipes up and he says, "Oh, I'm going according to your shita. It fits right into everything that you said, and I have a great shot. It's 9 to here, 9 to here, one in the middle. It's beautiful. You got a lot of covered. His status went up," says Rashi, and it gave a lot of cover to his mother. Zok the Mishnah. Yotzu shnayim kachas. If number 6 and 7, let's say, in the beginning of the count,
Very nice.
in the beginning of the count, 2 animals came out together. Moina oisam shnayim shnayim. So you're supposed to count them as if it's 2 that came out together. In other words, you say 6 and 7, for instance. If 6 and 7 came out together, so you count them as if they're 2. You say 6 and 7, right? You don't say 6, even though you're holding by 6 and 2 of them came out. You're supposed to say 6 and 7. But if he made a mistake, and he made 1 count for 6 and 7, he called him 6, now he's off by 1. The next one he's going to count is 7, but it's really 8, because 7 just came out before. Shiva Siri Mukul Kolim. You have a problem. 9 and 10 are no good. You don't know what to do with them. Now the question is, why are 9 and 10 no good? If you made a mistake and you called 9 10 and 10 9, it's not a problem. It's not makulkul. It automatically becomes Kaddish. We say Kaddish Meila. So why in this case is it makulkul? You don't know what to do. Why don't you know what to do? Just say, you know, you're holding count. You know that's really number 10. So say this number 10 should be Kaddish. Should be Kaddish Meila. Why is that a problem?
That's good, yeah.
No.
It's Achar Maisa, you called 9, 10. Over here, you know now you're getting up to it. You can't let say.
No, who said it's the same case? He made a mistake. You could instead of counting,
he kept
instead of saying, yeah, he kept on going. So for this, we have to look in Rashi here. Rashi Dibra Maskal Chiva Asim Kukom in the bottom Rashi, the Ksav Yad. It's an important Rashi, I think. He says, "V'lo yidomu l'kro." You see Rashi Dibra Maskal Chiva Asim Kukolim. You have it. "V'lo yidomu l'kora la'asiri chi u'l'chados ha'asiri." It's different than the case where he made a mistake, one mistake, between the Assyri and Chi and the Chados. The Assyri Meiser v'Chados are Korv Shlomim. Over there, you say you know for a fact. Number 10 is Meiser, and number 11 is Shlomim. The Hasa over there, it went in single file, one by one. B'chimoto Chi Kari Assyri. He made an obvious mistake to everybody. He was supposed to say 10, and instead he said 9. V'Assyri Kari Chi v'Chados Assyri. Mevuru lekula alma shachi chi v'Assyri Assyri. Everybody that's watching knows what's happening. V'iyu the shino b'tov. He made a mistake. What? It says by you shoy. Okay, I mean it says shino b'tov. Hilgoch kodesh Assyri b'meiser gomer. And Memela, it's pasha that the number 10 is meiser. But over here, number 6 and 7 came out simultaneously. The dom kechad, and it looks like one. The mivra asiri shu karichi the lev asiri. Hilgoch lev asir gomer meilov. Gitzer, it's one of these mistakes that everybody gets mixed up when they were watching it. It's not borrowed to everybody, and in Mela, the 10th one doesn't become Kaddish, says Rashi. Fine. Let's see inside.
That's a nice catch.
Okay, okay, so this is the case we had yesterday, but because there's some people that weren't there, and because it wasn't on video, we should just pull it out. If 9, 10, 11, that's how he's supposed to say it. 9, 10, 11. Instead, he said 10, 9, 10. He messed up the 9 because he said 10. He messed up the 10 because he said 9. And he messed up the 11 because he said 10. He made 3 mess ups in a row. He didn't try to fix himself. He tried to fix himself, and by trying to fix himself, he messed it up more. Because when he realized that he called 9, 10, so he said, wait a minute, I didn't say 9. Let me just say 9. So he said 9. Then they yelled at him. What are you talking about? That was supposed to be 10. He says, okay, 10. The Kitzer, he messed them all up. If that's the case, each one has a special kedusha to it in a different way. The first one, you have to eat it with a mum. It's a very low kedusha. Meaning, just wait until it has a mum. I don't know what to do. So, but you don't bring it on the mizbech. The second one, number 10, always becomes kaddish by itself and is meiser, so immediately you bring on the mizbeach. And number 11, it's so kaddish that it's shlomim.
Why? Why is the number 11?
Because he called it 10. He gave it kedusha. He called number 11 10. 10 has kedusha to it. The word 10 is kaddish.
So it's effectively saying I'm another as a shlomim.
And what?
I'm another way to do things. As a shlomim.
Yes, or maybe even tmura, according to one man.
Okay.
It might be like instead of 10. Karlachi Asiri called the 9th 10. Bila Asiri Chi, and he messed up on the second one, which is the 10th, and he called this 10th 9. Well, Chadosar Asiri, and the 11th he called 10. Shloshta Mikudoshim. Each one has Gedusha. Hachi Necha B'Mumoy, V'Asiri Meiser. The 10th one, which is the real Meiser, is Meiser. I don't care that you called it the wrong thing. V'Chadosar Korev Shlomim. And the 11th one, since I called the 11th one 10, and 10 has the Kedusha, so the 11th one is Shlomim. Now what about number 11? Ve'oisa Tmura. This number 11 that turns into Shlomim, I can make it into a Tmura. In other words, I can take a 4th animal out of nowhere and say, I want to switch it with number 11, and the Kedusha of number 11 goes to that Tmura. It works. Divrei Rabbi Meir. Omer Rabbi Yehuda, v'chiyesh tmura oisa tmura. Says Rabbi Yehuda, the whole reason why number 11 becomes a shlomim is because it became a tmura for number 10. He messed up on number 10, so he tried to fix it and he tried to bring another animal instead of 10. So number 11 is really a wannabe meiser, and we say, okay, make it shlomim. But a tmura cannot become a tmura.
It's already
Can't
tomorrow.
create.
What?
It's already tomorrow.
It is a tmura, so you can't make a 3rd tmura to it. If you have animal number 1, which is a chatos, You take an animal number 2 and you say, I want it to be instead of my chatos. So the halacha is they both become chatos. It's also midoraisa to do that, but the second one becomes chatos. Then you take a third one and say, I want it to be instead of the second one. It doesn't work. That's not Torah. So how come over here it does? It can't work. Amru Mishum Rabbi Meir in Masechtas Hariyos, it says Mefurish that Rabbi Meir said this himself. It wasn't a memory in his name, but he answered Ilu Hoya Tmura Lehoya Karev. Wait a minute. Number 11 says Rabbi Meir cannot be a Tmura.
We did it.
You hear?
What do you mean? So what is it?
Number 11 can't be Tmura because Meiser you learn from a Bechar, and Bechar and Meiser you can't do Tmura at all. Period.
So
if somebody says I want a Tmura instead of a Bechar, or I want a Tmura instead of a Meiser, you don't put it on the Mizbeach. So what is it? It's just a donation. Who says it's a Tmura? Happens to be instead.
It's Tam Shlomim.
I was here.
I'm saying there, no tightness. I'm happy to see you.
Everyone else gets standing.
Because not everybody else does as much as you.
Almost
You're
any animal
special.
which is not
You did a lot last week for the shear. Okay. Forget about it. It's not even Tamura 1 because if it was a real Tamura, if you consider Tamura, it wouldn't go on the Mizbeach.
And that's why he holds that it can make a Tmura. That's the point. And that's what Mayor answering. The Mayor's answering Rabbi Yehuda.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Memela, since it's not a Tamura to begin with, Memela, it's just a Shlomim, it's just a
So how
plain
did
old
it become a
Shlomim.
Shlomim?
Because he said that it should be number 10 and he made a mistake.
Right.
He said number 11 should be number 10. It was a big mistake. But it's not instead of number 10. It is its own carbon, called Shlomim. Now, this is a case where he just messed up once. Instead of 9, he said 10. But then he corrected himself on 10 and everything was good. And then 11, let's see what happened with 11. Maybe this is not good. Karlachi Asiri, Velasiri Asiri, Ulachados Asiri. So this is not good. This is a mistake. Printed. This should have been a 10. So he messed up on 11, he messed up on 9, but he didn't mess up on the middle one. The main one, Meiser, he didn't mess up on. Ein achados mekudosh. There's nothing wrong with the 11th one. Why? Because if you think about it for a second, when he says number 10 is 10, so now he closed out the first 10. Now he started off a whole new count, and he messed up. He called number 1 11. Or I'm sorry, number 1 he called 10. Who cares? You can't say a number 1 is 10. As we're going to see later on anyways. That Menachem said yesterday. Only the ones that are closest to 10 you can mess up on. You can't call number 8 10 or number 3 10. Over here he's calling number 1 10. Number 11 you could call 10, but not number 1. Because it's already closed out. Ein achad esam mekudosh ze haklal. If you didn't ruin the 10th one, you could only ruin number 11 if number 10 is ruined. But if number 10 is good, like in this case, he ruined number 9, fine. But then if he had charata, he did it correctly. He called 10 10, that's it. It's not nekar. This is called not nekar because it lines up perfectly. 10 is called 10. If he would have said on this one, number 9, then he could mess up number 11.
As yesterday, what about if he calls them all 10 and they just happen to be 10 is 10?
He calls them all 10, then there'll only be a problem for 9 and 11.
No, 11 he calls 11, but up to 10.
Then 9 would be a problem. That's it. Only 9.
11 wouldn't be a problem.
Only 9 would be a problem because 9 is close to 10. Anything that's not close to 10 has no problem. That we're going to see soon. Zeh klal, and anytime it says zeh klal, we learn a chiddush from, as the Gemara is going to bring. If in the case number 10 was called correctly, you can't ruin the 11th one. Omer Rabbi Yochanan. Says Rabbi Yochanan, and there's going to be machlokes what he means. He says, "Menaim zugos," as we had earlier. If he counted, instead of saying 1, 2, 3, 4, he said 1, and that included 1 and 2. Then he said 2, that included 3 and 4. So every 2, he was counting twins as 1. Every pair, not twins, pairs that went out was 1. Kintarim, every 100 he counted as 1. Asiri l'minyono kadosh. So he says a very it's a statement that you could go both ways. He says,
Ambiguous.
ambiguous is the word I was looking for. Thank you. Ambiguous. It's an ambiguous statement. Asiri leminyanu kodesh. The 10th one is kodesh. Leminyanu mai. Machloikis. Ramari Omar lemiyin shalohu kodesh. We care about how he counts. We don't care about the physical ones that come out, how in Metzias it comes out. We care about how he counts it. So Mela, when he gets to 10, which is really 20, that's when it becomes kodesh. 2 become kodesh.
Number 19 and 20?
Number 19 and 20, not number 10 and 20. Number 19 and 20.
So both of the animals, 19 and 20, would both be mice, right?
Correct. Well, there's 20 animals that went out of the pen.
Counts them by 2.
He really owes 2. It's just when does it occur? Does it occur at number 10? But he didn't say number 10. At number 10, he was holding at 5.
So if he stops
There's
his
no-
count at 15, 16, number 10 is not Kadosh.
Yeah.
It's a great trick.
You mean because the minyan aroi, everything's minyan aroi?
Yeah.
Listen, we learned before, anyways, there's no tricks here. People want to do nichle leinish le'eved mitzvah b'mamoinai. He wants to do this. The Gemara says he wants it, and he Kemat doesn't lose. Rashi over there explains he doesn't lose. He gets to eat the whole thing, and he doesn't have to pay. He doesn't have to give Zoel Chaim Keva. He might have to bring him murim. Fine, but at the end of the day, people are not looking for tricks here.
20 minutes.
Okay, because I was hoping that Rabbi said tomorrow, Beis Hashem is going to be a very short daf. It's
That's
barely.
what you get to today.
Yeah, depending on what we do today.
Yeah,
Right,
so
that's
it's
what I
gonna be a very
said.
long
That's
time.
why.
Wow.
And Memela, we're going to have a little breakfast, probably bagels and lox, etc. And we're going to have a special Dvar Torah from Rabbi Schoenberg. Promises to be under 3 minutes. No, not quite.
We have that experiences.
And under 30.
No, we have shachar, so everybody should daven shachars early, so we can eat. And a couple of us shouldn't daven shachars, so that will limit the speech to 8 o'clock. And no, Seder. Okay. Oh, and another thing, my son Elazi is having a bar mitzvah in 2.5 weeks. So I'm inviting the whole olam. I'm really not inviting a lot of people, but I'm inviting the shir to the bar mitzvah at Machsia
Just said
because
you realize you're being recorded.
those people are invited. All those people watching, David. What? Yeah.
All 2 people.
Is my son David watching?
Does it come out? What's the English thing?
July 3rd. And no, because the point is, Lazi is finishing Bechoros. He's making a siyum Bechoros, and I want to make an official high-end siyum at his bar mitzvah. So Mela, the whole oil is invited.
Where's Marcia?
Okay, let's go weiter. Let's try to finish today's daf.
Next
So we
Shabbos,
can
my
tomorrow be
grandson.
shorter. What?
Next Shabbos,
On
my
the 10th,
grandson's
right
bar
off the
mitzvah.
10th.
Yeah.
Yerushalayim.
We're all invited to Yerushalayim. That's, by the way, that's called. Your name is Das.
Why?
Because if we all showed up, you would be upset. You just invited us, you know you can't
I
come.
would know.
What?
You know it's Dvarim also.
Let's learn.
Okay, fine. Says the Gemara. As we could call him, Lasik could correlate chi. Not. Where are we? Oh, so we have a big machlokes here. Amari Omar Leminyan Shaloy Kadosh. It goes by how he says it, how he counts. Rav Kahana Omar Leminyan Behemoth. We don't care anything about what he says. It goes by the animals coming out. Number 10 is Kaddish, whether he likes it or not. Even though he called it number 5, number 10 becomes Kaddish. Tanan, let's ask a kash from our Mishnah.
Just see this machlokes.
Yotzu Shnaim Kachas. We just saw it. This machlokes? Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking
Right before the Mishnah.
about. What?
Right before the Mishnah.
Oh, he's talking about Zugos. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He's going to hold. Rob is going to hold like. Nan Yotzu Shnaim Kachas. If 2 of them came out together, Moinoisim Shnaim, he has to start counting them 6, 7. If 2 came out at 6 and 7, he should say 6, 7. Minoam Echad, but if he messed up and he called 6 and 7 just 1, so now he's off by 1. Shiva Sim Kolim. So he ruined the 9th and the 10th. According to Rav Mari, that it goes by how he counts. Because he counted it wrong, and we care about how he counts. We don't care about how it physically came out. Well, he literally messed up everything. But if we go according to how the animals go out, and now not how he counts, so how did he mess up over here? And the 11th one, what should happen to number 11? If he called 9, 9, and 10, 10, what should happen to 11? Nothing, you say. Rashi says nothing. Look at the bottom. Rashi says, the bottom Rashi Ksav Yad, 3 lines from the bottom, big problem is, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. It needs a big explanation, because 2 lines from the bottom of the top Rashi says, 11 is number 5. Don't tell him about what we said about the Bar Mitzvah Machsiyah, because whoever wasn't here is not invited to my son's Bar Mitzvah Machsiyah on July 3rd. Okay, Toshma, another conscience. Oh, no.
I'll make it next week. Forget it.
Oh, my Lord, Rabbi Yochanan, ki aminano, heichedi kavela puki zugos. When a guy specifically wanted to mess up the count, heichedi nofak mimela loy. But over here, it was a mistake, and it was just he messed up, so Mela 9 and 10 will also be Kaddish. If we don't go according to his count, because he messed up by mistake. If a person decides, this is how I want to count, so we have to consider how he counts. But over here, the reason why 6 and 7 went out is because he made a mistake. Toshma, if he counts backwards, what's that halacha? By the time he gets to 10, it's 1. He called number 10 1. Asiri Shibaminyan Hu Kadosh. Right. 10, number 1 by him should be Kadosh. According to the, now it's a kash and the other man. According to the man, it goes by physically what came out. Okay, number 10 came out. I don't care that he called it 1. But if it goes by how he counts, what's going on here? His count is off. Because in the Persians, that's how they count. They count backwards, and the Mela, it's considered a good count. If he messed up on all 3, each one he counted a different count. You would have liked it, lady. I said in Marshall, I saw this. I saw this once with my own eyes. The guy turned off the lights on Shabbos, like turned on the lights in the shul. And so he's like, "Great Shabbos!" So he turned it off. And then it was like back and forth like 3 times. So this is what happened over here. The guy said on number 9, he says, 10. The guy said, "Great, it's 10. Oh, 10." So he's like, "No, you're supposed to say on this one 10." She says 9. Kids, he messed up on all 3. I'm just trying to get him to come to Shabbos. Yeah. I'm not talking to you that your mom is 5 feet away because you have a trees over there, so maybe that's not a gift. Anything that goes through the door, even number 9, even number 11, they all have kedushos. Oh, so if everything that goes through the door, even number 6 and 7 and 8. Yochel Shanimar Bav Shmini V'Shnei Mosor Amris Hoyvu Kodosh V'Tousa Miskadeshes Mahu Einu Mekudosh Elo B'Somuch. He has to be next to himself, which is himself. Number 10 has to be himself. Aftosa Einu Miskadesh Elo B'Somuch. So the toes has to be as close as possible to number 10, and that excludes number 8 and number 12 and everything else. Votanyo Mahu Miyuchad. Here's a good kasha. If you have this case, or whatever case is, this one. So you have 2 mistakes here, 2 big mistakes. Here's the middle one, and he messed up on 9, and he messed up on 11. So it says, Mahu miyuchad, just like the middle one, is by himself, it's 1. Aftusa miyuchadus. You can only make 1 mistake on a single count. How could this person make 2 mistakes? We shouldn't count his second mistake. Either you make a mistake with 9, or you make a mistake with 11. But how can you make a mistake with 9 and 11? This is Rabbi Elazar Reb Shimon. Who's Rabbi Elazar Reb Shimon's father? Reb Shimon. Who's Yeshua ben Nun's father? What? Why are you looking? Why are you because for a second you were thinking over there? Rav Elazar ben Shimon was the son of Rashbi.
Right.
No, I'm just asking it because in a second we're going to have the question. The Gemara says it.
Yeshua is Moshe Ben's son.
Who?
Moshe Ben's son.
What?
When we teach Torah to somebody, he becomes his father.
Okay. So Rav Shimon is your son? Rabbi Elazar ben Shimon. Rabbi Elazar, the son of Shimon, says the son of Elazar ben Shimon, Oimer, Lo'ilam ein achad osir kadosh atshi yishtoik batshi. A person must be quiet in the ninth, the yikra la asiri chi, and mess up on number 10, and then l'chad osir asiri. I'll ask you just real quickly. It says here yishtoik. Is the Gemara serious when it says yishtoik? What if he said 9-9? He called number 9-9, and then he messed up on 10. And he messed up on 11. Is that a problem? The Gemara says yishtoik. If I want to be medayik mamish, every word the Gemara says, it says yishtoik. He has to be quiet. He has to be silent on number 9, not say anything, and then mess up on 10 and mess up on 11.
No.
What if he didn't mess silent? What if he's mamish?
10 is automatic.
Oh, why? Very good.
That's what we said.
We said till now.
Because it's so obvious when he says 9 is 9, and then he messes up on 10 and he calls 10 11, that it was a huge mistake. And Memela, we wouldn't have this problem over here.
Comes Kaddish Me'elav.
Yeah. Well, it comes Kaddish Me'elav anyways. Anyways, it becomes Kaddish Me'elav. The question is, what happens to number 11? 11 wouldn't be Kaddish at all because it's so obvious that he made a mistake. But since he's quiet at 9, that's where the problem is. Says the Gemara, we learned before Machlokes whether number 11 is considered Tmura or number 11 is a Shlama. So he holds like Rabbi Yehuda that it's Tmura. And he holds like his father, who's who? Who's his father? Reb Shimon bar Yochai. The Amar ein meimar choizu meimar. There's one sheet in Reb Shimon bar Yochai that holds that you cannot make 2 Tmuras out of one animal. Before we said you can't make Tmura from a Tmura. Over here, this is number 10. I made a Tmura number 11. But I want to make a Tmura number 9 also from number 10. You only get one Tmura out of every animal. I can't keep on going. So Mela, that's why he holds that I could only have one mistake. You either have this mistake in number 11 or number 9, but I can't have 2 mistakes because then it would be 2 Tmuras from number 10. Omar Rava. Yotzu Shnayim Batshi. 2 of them came out in number 9, meaning 9 and 10. Kara and Chi, and he called them 9. So what did he really do here? He called them Chulin. Yeah? He didn't give them any Kedusha. He called the 10th one, which was supposed to be Meiser, he called them the Chulin number 9. Okay, so what's that halacha? We know that it becomes Kodesh Me'elav. So Me'elav, what do we have here? Chulin and Kodesh. What's the difference? Asiri v'chulin murabim zeh b'zeh. You have a Chulin. Because he said 9. He didn't call it any Kedusha, but the 10th one becomes Kodesh automatic.
You should have said 9, 10 together.
He says, yeah, you should have said 9 and 10, of course. Like that's what we said before in the Mishnah. If Shnayim come out, he's supposed to call it Shnayim, meaning he's supposed to call it 6 and 7. But he didn't. He called it a single number, Chi, and that's where he messed up. So what happens? So Rashi explains here, what's nafkamina if it's chulin or not chulin? Nafkamina is whether or not he gets malchus. Because if they come to him and say, listen, you cannot use this animal and plow your field with it, and he used it, but one of them is chulin, so he might have used chulin, so you can't give him malchus. But if both of them have gedusha to it, and they said you can't plow the field, so in Madavshach he was over. I don't care if it has a little gedusha, a lot of gedusha, one is a shlamim, one is a mum, nechel mum. I plowed a field with an animal I shouldn't plow, you get malchus. And that's the next case. La chi, kakarle. Now, Quran Asiri, if these 2 that went out, 9 and 10 went out, and he called them one number, 10. So now he gave both of them gedusha. Asiri Yutri Murabim Zebozeh. Over here you have Meiser and the Necha B'mum guy coming out. And Memela you get Malchus, and that's the Nafkamina. My time Asiri Kakarlu Letarvayu. He called them both Kedusha. Yotzu Shnai. Now the Gemara is going to repeat the same exact case, just with number 11. And the Gemara is going to ask why. Why do I need 2 cases? Yotzu Shnai Ba'asiri. Now, instead of both of them going out at number 9, they both went out at 10. So you have 10 and 11 going out together now. Bechoros and Asiri, he gave them both Kedusha. It's the same case like we just said a second ago. Asiri v'chados u'meravim zeh v'zeh. They both have kedusha, and I could get malchus if I plow my field with it or I shear the wool. What if I didn't give it a name of kedusha? I gave it a chula name. I called it number 11, even though one of them is 10. Asiri v'chula muravim zeh v'zeh. And if Aiden come and give him a hasra, and they say don't plow the field, and he plowed it, he doesn't get malchus because one of them is completely chulin. Chosulavali, hainuhach. It's the same exact case. 9 and 11 is the same exact case. Hakomashmal. The kol bevasachas tarvayu kokochi. Big chiddush here. V'af agav deloy nekar shem asiri menu. In number 11, when he's calling number 11, there's no mess up on number 10. He wasn't oiker the 10. So I would think that there's no kaddish. It's like calling it 10, 10, and that's not a problem. Komash malon, that since it went, even though it went together, there's an akira of number 10. In the case that he called them 10, not a chadasot. What happened? Number 10 and number 11 went out, and he called them both 10. What happened? They both have kedusha. I would think that the only way you can mess up number 11 is, we said, if you're oiker number 9. If you change 10, if you're oiker number 10, if you change 10 into 9, then 11 is messed up. But we said, in this case, if you call number 10, 10, you can't mess up number 11. What happened in this case? He called number 10, 10. So number 11 should not be Kaddish. Number 11 should be number 11. The chiddush is, it is a mess up. Because it went up with Vasachas, it's as if he called it first a different number.
Right, it's like if he calls the 10th one 9th and the 11th one 10th. That would also be.
That for sure. Then he changed the number. Over here he didn't change the number. He called number 10, 10, which he was supposed to do. But because he called 11 with the 10, that's the
So
problem.
what he called 10, 11, or he said 10,
No.
10?
He said 10 once.
Just a 10.
He said 10 once.
On both animals.
On both animals. And the chiddush is that the 11th one becomes Kaddish, even though he didn't mess up on 10.
So if you called one of them 10 and one of them 11 or any other case, he did the right thing, but they both came out at once.
Yeah.
So you still have stuff, no?
You would have your own suffix, probably. But there's no
One would
kedusha
be a
to
chulin
it.
still.
One is 100% chulin.
Even though maybe the 10th. Even though
Yeah, it may be the 10th. What? You're talking about mitzamtzim or not mitzamtzim? Ze mashu acher. Okay. Weiter. Yosef Rav Kahana v'kol malo lo shmaitzo. So Rav Kahana said this over. Omer Rav Ashi Rav Kahana v'alo ylu nekashim asiri mimenu. He asked the question, how could that be? He called number 1010, and we said that if you call 1010, it's usnan ze aklal. Kol zman shelo nekashim asiri mimenu. It says at the end of the Mishnah, ein echad asam kudash. You can't ruin 11 if you didn't ruin 10. He says, Gemara, how do you mean libizachas? Since both of them came out together, then both of them have kedusha.
10 is mice and 11 is slum.
Let's hold on. That it says mefurish in the Mishnah. Korlachi asiri, ul asiri asiri, ul chados asiri. If he said mefurish, this 10th one is 10, and he called the 11th 10, ein achados mekudesh. Isn't it coming to say the case where they came out together and the 11th one is not Kodesh? In the case that the 10th one came out, he didn't say a thing. He didn't ruin the 10th. He didn't call the 10 9. And after what happened was, he didn't say anything on the 10th, and then the 11th one came out and he called the 11th one 10. That's what happened. He ruined the 11th one. So we say that it's not Kadosh. Why? Because he didn't ruin 10. Because if you don't say that's the pshat, if both of them, if two went out in the 10th, and he didn't call one 10. Asiri v'achadosam rom zebazeh. So you have a 10th and a shlomim together. How could the second one be shlomim? You didn't ruin the 10th. It's because it was b'vasachas. So the Gemara, even mishum ha'alo'ir, don't bring me right from this brayso. Then I can do a massive doichak in that brayso. First, one of them poked his head out, and when he stuck his head out. So when he stuck his head out, what happened? He became meiser. Then they came out together. Sorry, the one that stuck out his head, he called him 11. So really, he's number 10, and he becomes Meiser that number 10. But he called him the wrong name. He was Oiker the name of 10. He did an Akira. So first, he did an Akira. He stuck his head back, and then they both came out together, and then he called them together Asiri. But the Gemara says you can't be doichik like that. It says none of them came out first. Okay, so I will be doichik. My like kodam the chodari arav. They were when they came out the second time. There's no gedima. But before that whole case, that it doesn't say in the brayso, it's talking about that one of them stuck his head out first and he called it 11. Ukiman the loike Rebbe. It doesn't go like Rebbe. The Rebbe ha'omar achados ulehave akira. Rebbe says in a case, we'll see soon what it means, that the 11th is not Akira. A person says Achados. What does that mean? Afilu teima Rebbe. Kiyom Rebbe heichod islay behema yistuva. Rebbe says a very interesting case. If a person has 20 animals, so when he says Achadosar, he doesn't mean 11. That means Chad Isur Kalmar. He's meaning this is number 1 in Meiser. Because I have 2 Meisers here, so I said Chadosar. It's 1 Meiser. But over here it's not talking about he had 20 animals. My Rebbe, the Sanyo Korela Asiri Achadosar, Achadosar Asiri, if he called the 11th 10 and 10 11, Ein Achadosar Kodesh, Divi Rebbe, Rabbi Yosef Yehuda Omer Achadosar Kodesh. Klal Omer Rebbe, Kozman Shlei Nekar Shem Asiri Meno Ein Achadosar Kodesh. Omer Raven, on this Rav explains, how my skin okay going to Islay Behemoth Tuva, that Minon Chad Isura Kalmar. I think it's a very interesting shot. Like we said before, that if you count backwards and one is in pras to have it, so also we can touch up his words. When a person says Chad Osar, he means 1 meiser. It's not clear what he's saying. Okay, we'll start from here tomorrow. Beis Hashem. Daven early, eat a lot of bagels and lox.
What do you want to eat?
You know what I need here?